Welcome back, everybody. JumpX podcast here with Austin Young, and today
Yo,
we're talking about this right here. If you're
uh,
on YouTube, you can see it. It says Dunk Camp. So 2023 Dunk Camp, our experiences, and
uh,
just everything under that.
remote remote podcast too, because Tom is sick as a dog. Apparently, he's coughing up green shit. So I was like, "Fuck, getting near that, man." So
Yeah,
that's why we're
you
doing the
getting
Zoom today. You know,
right. You just
you
finished
just
getting sick.
hey,
You just finished being sick as well.
yeah, maybe I got you sick, to be honest, bro.
Yeah.
It's likely, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, a lot of our JumpX guys are actually sick right now, so maybe it was just like a massive fucking like
Yeah, because
sickness.
everyone on Jump X is a weak little bitch. That's why.
Yeah, I mean, imagine getting sick. Fuck that.
Huh?
Imagine getting sick, man. Imagine being that
Yeah,
weak.
yeah. Being sick is for pussies, right?
Yeah, legit.
It's just
But yeah,
weakness. Yeah.
popping up green kind of shit. But
Yeah.
we'll recover today and we'll try and dunk tomorrow. So you know,
Yeah.
you were sick and you did fine. So
Yeah, I did fine. Yeah.
yeah,
Still windmill. Still windmill or backboard, bro. I'm so hype about that.
better than your first one as well.
Yeah. No, I think maybe the rotation was better.
Finish
The
wise, it's
rotation
better.
was better, but the height on the first one was better for sure. Jumping higher.
Yeah,
Goes to
yeah.
show how important. This goes to show how important like actual like dunk technique is. You know. So,
No, 100.
anyways, talking about dunk cam, right? So we got back like
Nearly
not
2 years ago.
almost yeah, almost 2 weeks ago, like on the Monday, flew in on the Monday.
Yep.
But what a crazy experience, man. Crazy experience. I've been saying to people, it's like I just like went to sleep and then dreamed the whole week and then I woke up and then I'm back in Australia. You know?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what
It's
it
very.
felt like. So yeah, no, amazing experience. Learn a lot of new things there too, which was cool. Didn't expect to learn what I learned, but um yeah. Anyways, like this is your second dunk camp, right, Tom? Second one?
Yes. Definitely a lot better than I was at the first dunk camp. So, and also like less shy. So I was actually like able to go up and talk to people and like feel comfortable doing that because I
Yeah.
kind of I don't know, I was very just like timid, I guess.
Well, yeah, you've gone from a boy to a man. So, I mean,
Yeah,
look at that little mustache head right now, man.
yeah. So you know, wasn't afraid to talk to the boys and yeah,
Yeah.
like learned learned as well
Who was your favorite person to talk to there?
this year.
Yeah.
I can well obviously like Nathan was good to meet up again with, but someone I hadn't met already. I liked talking to Travis. That was very interesting.
Yeah.
Travis, Corey.
Interesting, yeah.
Yeah, interesting is the word. He'd always come up to us and say a certain little saying that
Oh no,
Australia.
don't be shy. He'd always come up to us, be like, "What's up, cunt? Hello, cunt."
Yeah, like such
So,
a voice as well.
hey,
But when he says it, he's like, I don't even know how they say it, but like the way they
yeah,
pronounce the word is so funny.
no, exactly. No, but I just want to say, dude, that everyone there, in terms of jumping, everyone looks crazier in person, right?
You-
Like everyone looks more athletic in person, to be honest, right? Like from what I've seen, and there's a few guys there that surprised me. That I'm like, oh, geez, I've literally never heard of you, never seen you. And I'm like, damn, you are definitely a future pro for sure. Just seeing, their age and how high they're jumping and what they're doing, you know,
Yeah,
and like the skill level there was insane in terms of what people were doing and all that. So it's like it's hitting like obviously I think in the basketball world and in like our scene and just in normal kind of people realms in general, hitting a windmill's freaky and crazy, right? But hitting a windmill at dunk camp, it's kind of just like, oh yeah, it's just like the average sort of thing, right? Obviously, it's still cool and it's still like pretty fucking amazing to see, right? But it's kind of like there's so many people doing that there. It's kind of like, you know,
Yeah,
normal thing.
people aren't gonna like freak out necessarily.
Yeah,
So,
people aren't like, oh my god, that guy's what did he just do? People, it's like, oh yeah, nice, bro. Yeah, good
yeah,
dunk. You know? So yeah.
no,
But
that's good. Unless it's like your first windmill, then people will get like hyped as well.
yeah. But let me tell you, bro, like holy shit, I underestimated jet lag. Like I never felt jet lag in my life. And then that was my first time experiencing jet lag. Holy fuck. Like it did like, I'll be honest, it did fuck me up a bit, to be honest. I know it didn't fuck you up as much, Tom. Like you were able to sleep pretty alright there, but for me I kind of struggled.
Yeah, I feel like on the way back was a lot worse for me.
Yeah.
Kind of coming down from all the hype and stuff. Like
Yeah.
when I got back to Perth, because we got back at like what 7 a.m.
Yeah.
We got back here around 7 in the morning, and literally the whole day I was, falling asleep for like half an hour. Then I'd get woken up, and then I just wanted to sleep the whole day, and ended up going to bed at like 6 at night, and then slept all the way through to like 8 in the morning the next day, and then obviously wanted to hit upper body because 14 hours sleep.
Yeah. When I got back, yeah, I was sleeping for ages too. I was sleeping for like 8, 9 hours. Like
Yeah. Did you
it's
even
like
need to take
long.
did you need to take melatonin or anything
No,
or?
nothing, nothing. But the whole
Yeah.
time I was in America, I was relying a lot on like sleeping pills and stuff. Like I feel like I wouldn't have slept barely at all if I didn't take anything. But
Yeah.
I know the first night when we were in Utah, you slept like 12 hours, which is amazing. I think that helped you dunk, you
On
know,
Monday.
the Monday, yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas I think that night I struggled. I think I barely slept that night, to be honest, when I got there. Because it was just like total like 180 in like time zones. Like when we were trying to go to bed, that's when it's like, that's when we are just waking up in Perth. And then, when we are dunking, that's when I was supposed to be going to sleep, you know.
True.
So
Yeah. You dunked all right on Monday, but compared to
no, I jumped on Monday, to be honest. I jumped terrible.
Wednesday, yeah, it was like night and day for you. Like it was,
Yeah.
whereas mine were kind of similar, like day
Yeah.
one.
100%. Like I think definitely like next time we go, like we'll go over a week early, and then what I'm gonna do is like jump on the Monday again, and then jump on the Thursday as well, and
Yeah.
probably do dunk competition. I'll probably do the 10 foot dunk comp there for sure.
Yeah. See what
Yeah,
level you. Yeah, because imagine a year's time.
because like looking at it, like if I East Bay in a dunk comp, like I have a good chance of winning it.
Definitely.
I think this isn't a guarantee. If someone does something insane, but um, you know.
Yeah. Well, kind of going back to what you were saying before, the whole thing where it's like you hit a windmill and people don't really care. It's kind of the same with an East Bay. Like,
No, I think hitting an East Bay dunk camp's kind of like hitting a windmill in like the normal realms,
right.
you know? Like East Bay is still fucking that's not a league dunk, you know? Like if you can hit East Bay on 10 foot, that's like that's very good. Think
Yeah.
about think about how many people can East Bay on 10 foot in the world. It's not too many.
Yeah. That's
Like
really true.
we're so like I guess
I think we're desensitized to it, I'll be honest.
yeah, desensitized to it because we're in this whole fucking little dunking world, right? So we're desensitized to what is actually like crazy, you know? Like I'll see someone do like a 360 East Bay and I'll be like, oh yeah, cool man, you know? But in
Yeah.
actual reality, that's actually fucking insane. We had to do that, you know?
Yeah. It's like one in probably more than a million.
Oh, far more, yeah. Far more than that.
Yeah,
Like
the whole population, then yeah, 100%.
even hitting it under both, you know?
That's
So
true.
but
Yeah.
like, let's actually talk about what the dunk camp was, because I'm sure there's people listening to us, like the athletes and all that sort of stuff, that don't even know what dunk camp is, right? Think of dunk camp of like, like a You guys ever been to a basketball camp when you were a kid, right? It's like that, but a little bit on steroids, right? So for example, on the Monday, there's like lectures in terms of providing like insightful information in terms of getting a vertical jump up, in terms of mindset
Mhm.
coaching. There's vertex testing, so vertical jump measuring, standing reach measuring, vertex testing on the Monday. There's also RSI testing as well. So um, your reactive strength index as well. So pretty much measuring your elasticity as an athlete on the Monday too. There's that. Was there broad jump as well? No.
No, well, you could
No.
measure it this year, but no one did. No.
Yeah, there's broad jump. There's access to low rims there. You can do low rim dunking. Um, you can have dunk sessions as well, pretty much whenever you want. All that, right? And we kind of got separated into groups and we're doing different things. Also, like on the other days, there was like we had Jordan Kilgannon teaching us like dunk dunk technique and like hand speed drills and stuff like that too. Yeah. Uh,
And
what else?
stretch.
Huh? Like yeah, stretching, cool down methods. Teaching us how to warm up properly. Um, all that. Also, lunch every day. They provide us lunch every day. We could buy merch. There was like hand speed testing as well. Um, there too. Also, like on the Thursday is always the biggest day at dunk camp. So the Thursday is where there's like the 8 foot dunk contest, there's a 9 foot dunk contest, and then there's a 10 foot dunk contest as well. So you have the opportunity to compete in that. There's also on at night, that's when the dunk show is as well on the Thursday. So the whole camp get in front of a crowd, getting like layup lines and dunk in front of a crowd, just to put on a bit of performance for the locals essentially. And then also the pros right after that put on a show too. So that's where you see all those crazy clips of the pros going off the dunk camp at the dunk show as well. All right. So that's pretty much what dunk camp's about. It's just kind of an insane sort of like dunk slash basketball, I guess, S camp on steroids, to be honest. You know, um,
Yeah.
and it's one of the most exciting experiences you can have if you're into dunking and into this dunking world, right? So, you know, I know when you went for the first time in 2019, Tom, it like motivated you like to fucking no end. And after me going for my first time this year, I can fully understand how you felt, you know?
Yeah, it makes you realize like how many levels there are to dunking, right?
Yeah, that's where like I put out a post and I mentioned in the post of what I learned from dunk camp. Oh well, like what I learned was I'm bad at dunking. Not
Yeah,
actually. Obviously, I don't actually believe that, but it's kind of just like a joke in terms of how good people were there, you know? So yeah. But yeah, anyways, right, I've got to mention if you guys are looking for coaching, you guys are looking for training, all right, send us a message on Instagram, our JumpX Performance Coaching Instagram. Send us a message podcast if you guys are keen on signing up. If you guys are wanting guaranteed results in your first 30 days. Only 6 months left to the end of the year, right? So it's up to you, right? Whether you want to spend the next 6 months leveling up, getting your bounce crazy, absolutely transforming yourself, or you want to stay the same. All right. So if you want to transform yourself, send us a message. All right. But anyways, getting back to the podcast. Um, yeah. So how did you feel about going for a second time, Tom?
well, yeah, like I said, I feel like wasn't as nervous. I was
Yeah.
well, one of the things we actually learned at camp, and you mentioned it before, was the mindset kind of training. And the first thing we did, we walked into camp. We met everyone. We had like half an hour to, just talk and meet and greet everyone. And then
Yeah.
we did standing reaches and stuff. So I think it was just standing reach that we did before we sat down. Then we sat down, and then a guy called Riley Jensen came in, and he's like a sports psychologist. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure his
Yeah.
title.
He is. He
And then
works with a lot of pro athletes.
yeah. So we learned about nervousness, excitement, and how all those things are related to each other, and they're not inherently a bad thing to be experiencing. So, when I first got to the dunk camp in 2019, I probably had the same level of nervousness, excitement as I did this time. But obviously this time I kind of knew that it's a good thing to have. You know, you're excited to dunk, and
Yeah,
you know, not to worry about it. It's not a bad thing.
exactly. It's kind of like, see, the people go on about people being clutch and having like iron mindsets. What's the word? Having killer instinct, right? But the
Yeah,
difference between those people, like Kobe Bryant, like Michael Jordan, you know, like people like that, right? That people say have quote unquote killer instincts and always show up in high stress situations, right? The difference between them, they feel all the same things normal people feel. They feel nervous, you know, like they feel all those like negative thoughts. They probably have negative thoughts like us as well. It's very normal. Everyone has those thoughts. Even the best of the best have those thoughts, right? But it's about how you manage those thoughts. That's the difference between them and say someone that doesn't perform in those situations. That's the biggest difference. Now that's a big thing I'm learning, rereading as well, rereading the book Relentless by Tim Grover. So I'm sure most of you guys might know who that is and what this book is, but um, basically Tim Grover was or is most famous for training, coaching like Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and Dwayne Wade, right? And a big part of his coaching mindset and stuff like that. So it's kind of cool, like learning what we did about that in dunk camp. It kind of helped me tie into what I'm learning in that book, Relentless, from Tim Grover, or relearning, you know, re-reminding, you know, the revision, right? And combining those two things definitely helped me perform at dunk camp, especially that dunking in front of all the pros on the Wednesday, you know?
fun.
Because
Yeah.
fucking hell, I was nervous, man. But
Wednesday was
uh,
fun. It was probably the most fun day for me, at least.
yeah, it was fun. Yeah, I had fun doing it. You know, I just got in the zone, shut out all the noise. You know, just wasn't thinking about any of that stuff, and I think I performed the best I could with the conditions I was under.
Yeah,
And I know you did the same as well. I feel like you performed incredibly well considering the conditions you were under as well
yeah,
on both ends, you know?
yeah. Well, yeah, you just got to think like at the end of the day, you know, it's just putting a basketball in the rim. You know, maybe like a slightly fancier way than another dunk that you've done before, but it's really not that deep. I think that you need to be worrying about what people think. Like if you miss a dunk, people aren't going to be like, "Oh well, fuck this guy." You know, like people
It's
are
not, yeah,
sort of thing. Like everyone there is super supportive, which is another like thing that I think draws people to dunk out.
yeah. It reminds me a lot of like our Saturday sessions, right?
Yeah,
Like, and like just going to dunk camp, it just kind of made me more grateful for for us having that sort of environment every week because it just made me realize that like most of these people here probably don't have that sort of environment every week. The dunk camp's the only opportunity they get that sort of environment, right? And we get that opportunity to have that sort of environment every week, and how lucky we are to ultimately have that, you know?
yeah,
Like, I know you were saying to me, like, when we're coming back from dunk camp, like how keen you were to dunk on a Saturday, you know, with all the JumpX boys again.
yeah.
So, yeah, I definitely felt the same, you know?
It's like two sessions in Perth, right? Like we missed two Saturdays.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was coming back. I was so excited. You know, I'm even more excited somehow for this week because we've actually had some time to recover from camp.
Hmm.
Like last Saturday, we are kind of still getting back into things, so it's definitely good to have our Saturday sessions. And I feel like the only difference that I see between dunk camp and the Perth dunk sessions is just the amount of swearing. To be honest,
Oh, at our dunk sessions.
yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like we're a bit more vulgar in Australia.
Yeah, I think that's just an Aussie thing. Like, come on, can't put it in.
Yeah, I feel like vibe is the same though.
Huh?
Vibe is the same.
Yeah. We're definitely like a little bit more toxic, like a little bit more.
Yeah, but it's also because we know each other very well because we see each other.
Yeah, it's definitely, yeah, it's definitely that. But have you noticed, like, since dunk camp, there's been all these dunk squads starting up, like in the US, like all the boys. from each like state or city. They're
Yeah,
creating like squads, and like they have like a logo, and they have like 5 people in each dunk squad.
yeah, it's
You know,
pretty cool.
it is kind of cool, right?
Yeah, it's
It is
like
cool.
each state has their own team, sort of thing.
Yeah. So maybe there'll be dunk competitions where like each squad goes against each squad.
Yeah,
That'd be
and we,
crazy. That'd actually be crazy, dude. To grow the sport of dunking, to have that sort of going, because we sort of have
yeah.
that in Australia with like the Melbourne dunk squad, and then we obviously have like the JumpX dunk squad here. All right, but there's not really anything like that in Sydney
Melbourne,
or
yeah,
huh? It's just kind of Melbourne stuff.
Perth now,
Yeah.
but
So
I think it'll grow to the point where like each state would have at least a few dunkers in it. Like I'm sure there's dunkers in New South Wales that just don't know of each other yet, and then as soon as they kind of figure out that oh this guy's 20 kilometers away from me and dunks it here, and they start dunking together, then there'll be like a New South Wales dunk squad, and then maybe like South Australia maybe.
potentially, yeah.
Yeah,
Potentially.
because yeah, see what happened with Melbourne dunk squad. I swear it just started out with like Liam, Dan, and AP, right? It was just those three.
Hmm.
And then, now obviously Steve was there, but now you get people like Tobias going, people like Jordan going. So yeah, it's getting crazy, man.
Quite a few of our athletes here for sure. Um, yeah. So what are your biggest takeaways, biggest things you learned from dunk camp?
Okay, I'll go first and then you go after.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
so one, like you said, definitely suck at dunking.
all right. Well,
But
that's a bit of a I would say the lie.
but you know what I mean? Like you're inspired. I'm
Yeah, I
inspired.
know what you mean. Yeah, yeah. Like
I'm
that's if that's what you
inspired.
mean. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Number two, we've kind of gone over this. I really appreciate our own dunk sessions in Perth. Like I've grown to appreciate it a lot more because I realize other people don't have the same, situation or opportunity. And three, I, kind of reinforced how much I enjoy like weight training because, I mean, I don't know if it's like a scientific thing, but I could feel my body like getting withdrawals from not, doing consistent lifting. Like I really enjoy, going to the gym every day and being able to lift weights. So that's another thing I just kind of took away from dunk camp.
Fair enough. Is there anything like practical though that you took away that you learned?
Oh, like from the lectures and stuff.
Yeah, and talking to
One
people.
thing that one thing that oh, actually okay, there's two things that stood out to me. I mean, I kind of knew like about them before, but I mean, I've seen them more in practice now. Is one Daniel Buck with the rest and how important rest is because I mean I don't know about you, but I've come back from dunk camp in some of my lifts like way stronger at a lot of body weight, and that's maybe just because I've actually had like good like chunk of time
A
off,
week
and
of doing nothing heavy.
yeah, exactly. And the other one was John Evans. You know how he had his tendon speech. Um,
Yeah.
and I remember this one little quote that he said is, "It's not always about adding something on to fix your tendon pain. Sometimes it's actually about doing less." People always trying to do, oh, what do I do to fix my knee pain? Do I do backwards sled drags? Do I go for a swim? Do I go for a walk? Sometimes it's actually about just not doing anything at all and letting your body take care of itself.
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
like how we
You know, it's
worded
funny,
it.
it's funny that you said you came back weaker. Oh, I mean, not weaker, stronger. Because I came back weaker for sure.
Yeah,
Like for sure. Like, but I went longer without lifting than you though. Mine was more like 2 weeks almost. Yours was like one, right?
yeah. So before dunk camp.
Yeah. So mine. So I think that's a big factor. But I came back weaker for sure. In terms of my squat. Um. Anyways. Um. But yeah, I came back lighter too, like a kilo lighter. But
To be
uh,
expected.
huh?
That's very like to be expected though.
Yeah, yeah. Nearly everyone did, despite eating a fuck ton. But um, Yeah, so there's that. Some, I guess, more practical in terms of dunk technique, right? In terms of my e-spay, obviously like pumping the ball up more when you're going off dribble, and then the transfer underneath, feeding the hand through. I already knew about feeding the hand through more, right? But when you transfer underneath your leg, ensuring your hand is underneath the ball to avoid it slipping out, and then rather than pushing in like a circular motion, you want to kind of just push when you transfer underneath your leg to kind of just push straight up. So it makes the transfer way more efficient, the motion more efficient and quicker too. So you're going to have faster hands and be more likely to hit it as
Yeah,
well. That's
yeah,
one big thing I learned in terms of dunk technique as well. Um, yeah, lobbing off the backboard for the windmill, just lobbing it. I kind of already knew this, but it was just kind of like solidified in terms of um, lobbing it like a little bit higher and softer. It really helps in terms of hitting windmills off the backboard,
yeah. So
which is hard to do. I find it hard to do. I don't know if it's because I'm like so strong and so powerful,
yeah,
but but um no, but I struggle with that. So I think I learned that off a guy called Hunter Dunks. So shout out to him. He's a guy that I really like watching there too, Hunter Dunks. He really impressed me, and I think he's got a lot of potential as a dunker.
yeah. He's
Um,
crazy.
yeah. Um, so there's that. Also, like the little mindset tricks as well. They definitely helped
Yeah,
for sure. Um, yeah, I guess one thing from Daniel as well, Daniel Park, Jump Science. I already knew about this as well, but it's just kind of one of those things that's just further solidified in my mind as well. There's a
yeah,
lot of things that I already knew about, but it's just kind of like going there, kind of relearning it, and going over it again. It just kind of really solidified in my mind even more the importance of it, you know? And just like obviously like you were saying, like the importance of rest and
yeah,
having easy periods of training and how fatiguing strength work can be as well. Also, I learned something about myself too as an athlete. See, this is again something I already knew about and already did, but it's just again further solidified in my mind and just further highlighted the importance. What's for someone like me, I'm not naturally gifted as an athlete, right? In terms of speed and athleticism, right? So I need to not only get stronger, but prioritize speed work even more so. Like I need to do the same, right? Like very often, if I just go through a heavy strength cycle, but I'm not at the very least maintaining a pretty decent volume of speed and elastic work, then the strength work I actually build up isn't going to translate well for me because I don't
mm,
have that natural speed inbuilt in me. All right. And there's a lot of people um, that are like that as well. All right. But for the majority of people listening, like basketball players and people like you, just getting stronger, strength work is going to translate insanely well for someone like you because you already have more of that natural sort of speed and athleticism built into you, even though you didn't have a crazy high vertical to begin with, you know?
yeah, yeah.
So that's
So I
one
guess,
big takeaway
yeah.
for me too. So, yeah. And we come back better. And yeah,
What you mean next year?
well, absolutely, bro.
100%.
Absolutely. But yeah, crazy experience for sure. Seeing America for the first time was crazy. You know, definitely their own little world over there. You know, everything's massive from the state we were in Utah. So yeah,
Even down to like serving sizes and stuff. It's so different.
yeah, that's crazy.
Crazy, yeah.
But yeah, definitely gonna go back next year. Don't know whether we're gonna go back to Utah or the Texas one. Depends which one people go to, I guess, because we want to go to where the majority of people are gonna go to. But we'll see. We could have go to Texas, but yeah, I think that's all I want to talk about. Right? Is that everything covered for you?
Yeah, I think we've pretty covered up. Pretty, yeah, covered pretty good. So
Awesome. All right,
yeah,
we'll wrap things up. All right. If you guys look for training again, send us a message on Instagram. Send us a message podcast. All right, and we'll catch you guys in next week podcast. All right. Peace out.
see you later.